Hi everyone! So, it has been requested of me, oh man, the squeaky chair drives me nuts, guys. It's been requested of me more than once that I review a Namie Amuro, or Amuro Namie album. And if you recall a few videos ago, I flipped a coin to see between past greater than future, or play, which it would be, and play won. So that's what I'm going to be doing this time, as it was requested, as I already said. Yes, redundancy, it's a thing. It's a thing. First though, I should preface by saying that I am not an Amuro Namie fan. And so the things that I say about her, I try to go as non-critically as possible, but there are some problems I have with her music, and I will discuss them in this video. However, I tried to be as optimistic about it as possible, and if you agree or if you disagree with a lot of my opinions, don't be surprised. Especially if you're like normally agreeing with me and then all of a sudden you disagree. That might also be a thing, just like redundancy and my squeaky chair. So now, let's get started with the review. And I should say also that a lot of these songs I had listened to before, but a couple of them were new to me, and I did listen to them multiple times to get all my thoughts together, but yeah, just so you know. Okay, now we really will start now. Okay, I've admittedly really liked the beginning of what's playing right now, and the pew with the trumpets, mostly because I am a trumpet player, or former trumpet player I should say. And I just like the feeling. It kind of feels like High School Musical-ish, but not like juvenile way. However, like her whispering and stuff, I couldn't understand it because the music is louder than her voice, and she has an accent. I think she's speaking in English, so I didn't understand the point. Sorry, something randomly moved in my room and that was scary. It was just a plastic bag though. Anyway, I don't know why the instrumentals are so loud, and why in this verse they're covering her voice, because she has a really good voice. But this song has some problems because she sings one note a lot, and it's like she's from SN Entertainment. Haha, K-pop joke. But there is some kind of variation, like that part with the stop falling over, you're creeping me out, plastic bags. There is some variation with her voice with the chords, and this hide and seek part sounds pretty good. I really ended up liking the verse too, because it was like the beginning and it had lots of trumpets and stuff, kind of like right now it does, and it was again like a less juvenile High School Musical. But something I have a problem with is how emotionlessly she sings, and it becomes even more obvious when you watch a music video with her in it, because her face is no emotion at all most of the time. And but regardless of that, I did actually like this song. It was a good way to open the track, it was a good track to open the album and set the theme, but would I listen to this more than once? Unless I had to? Probably not. Okay, so this gong at the beginning was really misleading because the instrumental of the song sucks. It's like some freshman in high school, not to be really mean by saying this, because I did it too, but it's like some freshman in high school got a hold of GarageBand and was like, I'm gonna put together some sweet beats, yo, and get famous. It's awful. Like, anyway, and like her vocal effects too, not her vocals themselves, but the effects that they put on her vocals. Why? Like, her voice is really, really good, and consistently good, even though it is emotionless, but just the weird effects that they put on it, between that and the instrumental of the song, is almost unbearable. I did like the lyrics to this one though, and they were pretty creative, and like the English lyrics were pretty good too, like the it's not yet, but it's the somebody wants somebody, somebody needs somebody. When I was first reading through the translation, I was like, you know what I'm saying, but and then I was like, actually maybe that's what she meant. This part right here, and I like the lyrics better than the last song too, but the the song is so weird. Like, it's just this instrumental really weirds me out. I'm sorry. I hate this song. Sorry. This is the song that this is the only song by Namie Amuro that I actually bought on iTunes and listened to consistently. This song is awesome. Let's talk about this song because I like this song a lot. And let's forget about the past song that we just heard because I hate that. She sounds like she's enjoying herself in this song. Like, she has this kind of, like, attitude in this song that she didn't have in the last two songs, even though they were both, like, sexy, sassy. This is a sassy, jazzy, upbeat song, and she sounds upbeat singing this. And, like, the chords in this are gorgeous. Her voice is all over the place, and it sounds really good. The guy even sounds good with her, but occasionally he's annoying. I've learned to tune him out, but the first time you listen to it, you might be like, he's kind of distracting. But I love her little, she'll do it here in a second. This part. That part always cracks me up. And I like the lyrics to this because they aren't just sounds. They, like, actually make sense, and they're really, really relatable. Like, for anybody who's ever fallen in love with somebody and you're like, oh, I don't want to think about you, but I do, and I want you to notice me, but I don't. And, like, there's that part right there where she says, Wasato ogesane tameiki. That's not how she sings it, obviously. But that's totally a girl thing, to just be like, and sigh so that the guy notices you. That's a girl thing. That's a girl thing. And by the way, these instrumentals are fantastic. So this song is really great. I don't know why she doesn't sing like this more often. She has emotion in her voice, and it's entertaining, and it's a good song in general. Lyrics are strong. What even? What even? Really? I'm good. Okay. This song is weird. The beat is really, well, okay, the beginning was actually kind of interesting. I was like, oh, this might be cool. Beat to this is totally jank. Is what I wrote in my notes. I took notes for this because it's kind of new to me, but usually I don't do that. Her voice in the chorus is really nice, but the instrumentals, again, really ruining this song, just like Full Moon did. This one isn't quite as bad, but it's hard to believe that this person who did the instrumentals for this song is the same person who did the instrumentals for Can't Eat, Can't Sleep, I'm Sick. Because those are flawless, and these are just like, again, the freshman high schooler with GarageBand and is like, gonna get famous, no. And the song is catchy. If you take away the instrumentals and just listen to her, that's really, really catchy. But, again, not as much like, emotion in her voice, and just instrumentals are kind of a fail whale. Not as bad as Full Moon, but definitely a fail whale. First time I listened to this song, I thought the guy at the beginning was a cat at first, screaming, because he sounds like a cat being skinned. But the instrumentals are good again, finally. And they really fit the theme, because it's like Funky Town, and you're like... But, the song is catchy, but it could be better if it sounded like she was, you know, really getting into it. I mean, she gets better as it goes on, especially in the verses. And the part that's I think it's descending, like with the party animal, where she says party animal, but it's this part. It's ascending, sorry. That is really cool. But she just sounds so bored, and just, I can't get into it, like, but so far I have to say all of the songs have really fit with like the play theme of the album, and her background vocals are consistently good. In fact, sometimes her background vocals have better emotion and are better than like her main vocals. But just an FYI, if you watch the music video to this, no emotion on her face while she's dancing, by the way. She actually sounds really good with this guy. I was surprised, because usually when they add in like the guy background vocals to a song and it's not like featuring XYZ, it's usually not very good. But she actually sounds really good with this guy, and she sounds good in general in the song, but like the song's lyrics are really, really sexy, but she doesn't sound sexy. She's just like singing, making the money. But when she says, I think she counts in Spanish at one point, that's probably the most emotion she has in the entire song, which is disappointing again, because the song could have been a lot more better, a lot more, a lot better if she, dang it. But the instrumentals of this are good too, and I can see why people like her tracks, because they are pretty much all upbeat, or like you can get up and move to them, which is something I said I liked about the Rainbow album that Ayumi Hamasaki did. So I understand that. But besides Can't Eat, Can't Sleep, I'm Sick, nothing's really hitting it with me. The instrumentals to this were okay, just as themselves, but they are fitting, is one thing that I noted. And again, the sassiness of the lyrics in this are really awesome, especially in the chorus. That was something that stuck out to me even before I looked at the translation. But again, her voice has no emotion in it except the bridge. The bridge has an attitude that the rest of the song really needed to be really good. And like, I don't understand why she's so emotionless. Like, yeah, her life has been hard, but so was Ayumi Hamasaki's, and so are a lot of people's lives. But like, come on, like, this is your thing. You have a great voice. Why aren't you It's so frustrating, guys. It's so frustrating. Okay, so finally, a ballad. I'm pretty sure this is like the only technical ballad on this album, if I recall correctly. Yes. Yes. Okay. The instrumental I really liked. It reminded me of earlier Kodakumi music. Love the piano part in this. Finally can say something about a piano on her album. And the lyrics were really good, especially the second verse. But again, her voice being boring, because like the lyrics are like, they just scream like, help me, like, oh, I'm hurting, and she's like, I am here singing, until the bridge. It's like her background vocals and the bridge are like, yes, and then the rest of the song are like, oh, come on, just get to that part, just get to XYZ part. I always say XYZ. Maybe I should start saying ABC, and like D through W can just go screw themselves. I don't know. But like, why doesn't she always sing with that kind of emotion? It's really frustrating. The bridge was really good. I was really impressed by that. So she can do it. She just doesn't, and I don't know why. Someone tell me, please. Okay. Top Secret was actually probably my second favorite song reviewing this album. I like the guitar in this a lot. Vocals in the verses were pretty awesome. And this beginning was weird, like the I'm going to taste you, blah blah blah, whatever she's saying, I forget. It was just like whatever. But her vocals in the verses were awesome. I said that. But I liked the choruses. Like didn't necessarily impress me vocally, but the strings in it were really cool. Like, you'll hear it in a second. I'm kind of dragging it out so that you can hear. Yeah, and it's really, really cool how it's kind of this like dance beat, but it has this intensity. It kind of reminds me of Shiatic, which is one of Junsu's solo songs, and it reminds me of this just, you know, it's an intense dance song, but it has these like strings in the background that are really, really cool, and they actually fit as opposed to being dramatic. They're dramatic in their own right, but not in the way that you typically associate with string instruments. So I liked that, and I liked the part where she was like, yeah, back to the beat, and then it repeated the intro, but then it went in with like awesome background vocals, and so I was like, why didn't they do this in the introduction? But then maybe it wouldn't have had the same weight. So the song was pretty decent, and I don't know, like I said, it was probably my second favorite, and this would be like a song I probably wouldn't complain about listening to again, but like, there's not really anything super special about this song, other than some really good vocals and pretty good instrumentals too. I love the instrumentals in this song, the piano thing especially. But before I talk more about the instrumentals, the part about okay, honest thoughts here. Violet sauce. What is violet sauce, first of all? If it's supposed to be giving me a sexy image, it's not working, because I can only picture somebody this is so awkward, but just taking a breadstick and like, God, sauce. And now I really want like Pizza Hut breadsticks. It's been forever since I've had breadsticks, guys. There's not breadsticks in Japan. So that was all I could think about during this song. No, not really. But the guitar and the piano in this were really, really cool. There wasn't anything particularly attractive about her vocals, but the end chorus that had the chime, and my friend's gonna kill me, but I think it's called a megaphone, but it's vibraphone, got it, vibraphone, and you play it like this at the end chorus. It was really awesome the way that they kind of accentuated the vibraphone, and it made it sound like something from The Path, which if you've ever played that game, you know that music is creepy, but really cool, and that's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of Robin's music when she meets the wolf. So if you know what I'm talking about, you'll know, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, just type in The Path, Robin's Wolf, to YouTube and find the song and just listen to it. It's creepy, but it has the same kind of thing I'm talking about. Anyway, back to Namie Amuro. Yeah, there was nothing really particularly exciting about this song other than the instrumental I liked. And again, this is supposed to be like a sexy song, but compared to some of the earlier ones, like Top Secret and what was the other one? Step With It. This is just nothing special. I actually liked this instrumental a lot. The mood was really happy, and it really screamed Koi no Tsubomi. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Kodakumi released a song called Koi no Tsubomi about this time in Japan, and they're under the same label, so I wonder if the same person didn't kind of work on this one too. I don't know for sure, but it has that happy feeling to it, and it's lighthearted, and she seems to actually have a little bit more emotion behind her voice in this one, which made it easier to listen to for sure. And there's something nostalgically 90s about this song that I do really enjoy, but there was nothing particularly memorable about her voice in this one. I can just remember that, it reminded me of a song that I used to listen to when I was in middle school, and it reminds me of Koi no Tsubomi, and that's really it. It's a good song, and I would say it's better than the majority of the other songs that are on this album, but just in total, it's okay. There's been worse, like Full Moon. Again, the instrumental of this reminds me of a less juvenile High School Musical, and I like the lyrics of this one. It actually reminded me of another song called Yume o Mikata ni, I think is what it's called, by Ayaka, and it's kind of an inspirational, happy song, and it's similar to Baby Don't Cry, and just kind of like this happy thing, and again though, just her voice is really pretty, but the emotion is not there, except for the bridge. Again, why is the bridge every time? She's just like, yeah, I'm gonna sing with all this emotion, and then just drops all of the emotions, all the feels, and gives them to me. No, just kidding. But I thought this was a good track to end the album with as well. So, again, this is a pretty decent song. I've heard worse so far, but there's also been better. But as a closing track, I thought it was very appropriate. Okay, so I see why people like her, because her voice is fantastic and has a very great range, and her music is generally easy to get up and jam to. Even her ballad had a pretty solid R&B beat that you can kind of maybe do abs to. But there's nothing really that struck me about this album, except for Can't Eat, Can't Sleep, I'm Sick. because I just really like that song, but I'm just not very impressed. Especially considering like how you'd think that her voice is just so amazing that like her songs would be just all fantastic. Whoever does her instrumentals is really inconsistent. Just some of them are really bad, and I think that like for people who are Namie fans, they will probably like this album because, you know, they're in it for probably her voice. And this had a lot of good displays of her vocal abilities. But for non-fans, I recommend Top Secret, Baby Don't Cry, this song, Pinky, and Can't Eat, Can't Sleep, Can't Sing. Or, you know which song I'm talking about. After listening to this, did I end up liking her any better? Not really. I get why people like her now, at least, but I just find her voice really uninspirational. When I'm listening to music, I'm listening to feel something, and I don't really feel anything when I'm listening to her music. She has a nice voice to listen to, though, and she has it in her to sing emotion, like full of emotion, but she just doesn't, and I don't know why. So that's really all I have to say about this album. I'm sorry if I disappointed Namie fans, but she's not me, just not my style, and I guess, I don't know, I just wasn't impressed, sorry. Oh, my usual spiel, please don't download this album illegally. If you might be wondering, like, oh, you said you didn't buy the album, and that you only had that one song on iTunes, that's correct. Right now I'm listening to it online. I haven't downloaded anything except for the song I bought on iTunes. So please try to avoid illegal downloading. Please, let's make the world a better place, one illegal download at a time. I mean, like, if you're gonna make a difference in the world, you might as well start small. Anyway, saying that, I know what I'm doing next time. And somebody did request the Past is Greater Than Future album, so I will eventually do that. And there's some other requests that I have to get to as well. But if you have requests, please just say, freely, go for it. I really, whatever you want, as long as it's an Asian artist. Yeah, that's it.